Meteorologist Robert Spetty here with you. Super Typhoon Maria. This is just one powerful of a storm system. Up to about a Category 4, borderline Category 5 typhoon at this hour. Moving towards the west-northwest across the Philippine Sea. This was after it impacted Guam earlier this week. Still some of the outer rain bands actually moving across parts of Guam and Saipan. But just look at that intense eye here during the daytime hours. Just plenty of convection around that center eye wall. Here's a look at the infrared imagery. All that convection along the southern periphery of it, a little bit of dry air inflow towards the north, but this is continuing to move through favorable conditions to maintain this very strong super typhoon intensity. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center out of Hawaii, they expect this to maintain that Category 4, Category 5 intensity for the next 48 hours. That is an exceptionally long time. It's such a strong strength moving over Okinawa as we go ahead through the 10th. Thing is, this moves it right through the southern end of the island, according to their warning, right over Naha, putting Kadena, much of the U.S. military for that matter, right in the right front quadrant of this storm system. Now, do remember, this is several days out. We're going to continue to track this storm system. You have that cone of air, which even extends as far south as Taiwan, over towards Kyushu. But I think in this case, model guidance and just the dynamic setup, this track towards the west-northwest. And I'll explain why. Right here, you have the subtropical ridge. Now, that extends just south of Japan, all the way off here towards the east. And then you have this flow coming in from the southwest monsoon over the Philippines in towards Taiwan. So that puts this storm tracking on a west-northwesterly track. It's not going to go through this ridge, and the southwest monsoon will push it towards the northeast. So I can rule out the Philippines, rule out Taiwan, and more or less this is going to follow this track towards the west-northwest, cruising somewhere along the southern Japanese islands, maybe even over towards Miyako or Ishigaki-jima. But all in all, I do expect that track to continue off here towards Okinawa, and that's why, take a look at model guidance. Here showing you the GFS model. It does take it right towards Okinawa, right on the southern end. Let's compare it up with the ECMWF, the same hour, and the NavGem. All these models continue to keep that same track in mind. Unless the upper level dynamics changes significantly, I would definitely put Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands under the threat, but mainly Okinawa Honto, and that's the main island out there, before the system continues to track towards the west and eventually could impact places like Shanghai over towards Guangzhou as well, with lots of rain. That's often a big issue whenever we see landfalling typhoons here in eastern China. Here's one more look. Using the Meteor Earth app here, you have your wind streams. There's the precipitation in blue. Moving off towards the west-northwest. Now, this is the ECMWF model as we go ahead through Monday night into Tuesday. This particular model does go a little bit further south than GFS, which actually moves it right over Okinawa. But the key thing is, even though it is closer towards Miyako-jima, it keeps Okinawa Honto and Naha right in the right front quadrant, which would be typhoon strength winds at the very least. So at this time, I definitely strongly advise everybody out here to really get prepared. I know we just went through a typhoon about a week ago. Praparoon is the winds with this one, if the forecast verifies, especially with JTWC and JMA for that matter, it is going to be much, much more intense. So I'll keep you guys posted as much as I can, but do continue to follow JMA and JDWC. And yeah, stay safe out there, guys.